I'm not sure that's not a penalty. He came in motion, then he goes back. Can you check to see if he has sound? Here's the handoff up the middle. Looks like he's going to have the first down. I believe there could have been a penalty on that, too. The man in motion came over, stepped to the line of scrimmage, then went back. This will be the ninth play of the opening drive for the Bulldogs. All running plays. As pounders, you don't see a lot of that, too. You've got pounders working under center. Field. Now they bring a man in motion, and here's a keeper by Pounders going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Terrell you had one pretty good play for Howard off the corner there. Other than that, they get 3-4 yards a pop. Actually went for it on a fourth down, 4th and 2 on the 2 plays ago.
Well, I think they really just run the same 3 plays 3 times each.
Bring up second down, 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff up the middle. No, he's going to go outside. He breaks the first tackle and going to be hit inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line.
He had me fooled too, Keith.
That was Caden Esserud on the carry. Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 8. That's what you want to get him in right here.
That's it.
3rd and long. Passing situation here for the Bulldogs and Pounders. Gotta be careful off that left side, though. Everyone's kind of moved over to the middle. You don't really play a corner here trying with that stack formation. You don't want that end back to try to get out loose over there. Here's the keeper, going to be a pitch out, and he's going to have the corner, and he's going to take it to the house, touchdown.
Well, that thing's worked about every time they've run it. We're going to have to figure something out on that.
There was Noel Howard on the carry for the touchdown, 25-yard touchdown run by Howard. Yeah. What happened on that, too, was your corner came up, and he got sucked again to the inside, and it was a nice block off that corner, nobody on the outside, and Howard, that's 2 times he's run the ball that's been there for him.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It's really it's the safety's man. When they pitch it out like that, it's safety's man, the pitch man. The problem is if your cornerback doesn't turn him back inside, the safety's got no chance.
As A.J. Woods will attempt the extra point. It's going to be short. Now we've got a flag on the play.
Look like a pretty clean block to me. I wonder if they're saying we lined up wrong.
Well, I'm thinking they may call us for, I don't know what it's going to be, but when they put a flag like that, the center got dumped on the play.
Yeah, so I think what they're saying is we lined up nose over at the center.
Looks like Springdale may go ahead and go for 2 here.
It's interesting. Interesting call there.
They'll bring it up probably about the 1.5 now, which I'd go if I've got Kennedocky in the backfield. I'm going for 2
all day long.
But the effective plays have really been outside. Is they go inside trying to stop him, and then when they go inside, it opens up the outside, and that's where Howard had a 25-yard touchdown run. Pounders looks to the sidelines to get the play. Got 15 seconds on the play clock, 7:09 on the game clock. Here's a handoff to Kennedocky. Going to be hit. He's going to be dropped. I believe that was Ken Cannon getting in there making the play for Southside.
Huggins coming up. Yeah, he's coming up happy too.
Yeah, Huggins having a good ball game so far. Devin in on 3 or 4 different plays in that first series. But stuff for Southside, though, 11 plays, 65 yards. And this defense at some point has got to find a way to get it off the field.
That's tough. I mean, you think back to Win last year. And, you played them so close in that first half. And then second half, we just never could get a stop.
Get to see what the Mavs do here. And that was number 1 on the list, was hoping to have off to a quick start. They didn't definitely get the start they wanted on that.
Well, the only silver lining, Keith, is, we'll get the ball after the half. So it is of key importance to match everything they put on that board right now.
A.J. Woods will kick off for the Bulldogs. It's the kind of start you don't want when you're taking on a team that comes into the ballgame at 2-7 on senior night. Give them that early momentum, and It's about making some changes. I think it kind of reminds me a lot of the Win game last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The
Yeah,
win last year.
yeah. You've got to things you're going to have to figure out because if you don't figure them out, it's just going to get worse. It's going to be filled at the 20-yard line. He's going to get up to the 29-yard line. Jackson Davis on the return for the Mavs.
He's done good with that all year. You know it.
Yeah, he has. They've done a good job on special teams getting the hands people up in the right spots.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little bit of problems earlier in the year, and I think they moved some kids around.
Well, and Jackson earlier, I think he was, sometimes he'd do fair catch, sometimes he'd take a knee, but it's like now it's like he looks up and he sees if he's got some room and he takes off and goes and gets him a little bit of positive yardage out of it.
I believe one area the Mavs will have a definite advantage is going to be their offensive line size-wise.
Yeah.
Here's a handoff off the left side. That is Amari Tucker going to fight his way across the 30 up to about the 33-yard line. He'll gain 3 on the play. Actually, give him 4 on the play. Brings up second down, second, 6 for the Mavs.
Yeah, the only disadvantage for us right now is this team, all they practice against is run. So they're going to know how to defend it pretty well. Hopefully we can kind of start opening it up a little bit with a pass here and there.
There's going to be an option play. It's going to be a keeper, and it's a good play there by Zimmerman's going to have a first down, gets it up to midfield. And that was a nice read by Carter Zimmerman. They actually came up and took the pitch man, Isaac Gregory, away. If he makes that pitch, it's going to be a fumble. If not, return for a touchdown the other way. Looks him off, gains positive yardage.
Well, we think back. I don't think it was last week. I think it was the week before last. Carter had one like that, and they went for the pitch man. Carter threw it right to the defender. So it was good to see him make that read.
Here's a pass out, going to be complete. That's Davis on the catch. Will get across the 45 down to the Springdale 43-yard line. It's been a lot of fun to watch this year, too. And I can't believe we're already in game number 10.
I know.
The progression of Jackson Davis this year, first 3 ball games, not a lot of catches, but he really has become an integral part of this Southside offense.
He's very sure-handed. That is certain.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. It's going to be a pass play, going to be complete. That's Grayson York. And, boy, he's about one step away. A good defensive play over there making the play for Springdale. The safety coming up.
Yeah, can't quite call him Houdini on that one. He didn't quite escape.
Yeah, there was Tristan Skelton coming up making the play for the Bulldogs. Yeah, if he gets past that, it's going to be one man to beat to the end zone. Be first and 10 nonetheless for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Fighting for yardage. He's going to work his way forward and going to work forward to about 5 yards. There's a pretty good scrum going on there. And I'm kind of laughing on the play, too, because I'm watching one of the Springdale guys trying to push, I believe that's big old number 79 for the Mavs, off the pile, Cooper Anderson, and he ain't moving.
You're not going to move him far, that's for sure.
Mavs doing a good job on first down, getting positive yards. That's 5 on that play. We'll bring up second down, second and 5. They started this drive on their 30-yard line. This will be the 7th play of the opening drive. Springdale's first possession, they go 11 plays, 65 yards for the touchdown. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Tries to get it outside, and there's another nice defensive play over there. Again, this Tristan Skelton. I'll tell you, Mr. Skelton, sure tackler.
Mm-hmm.
Bulldogs doing a pretty good job, though, of really kind of stringing things out. There wasn't a lot there for Tucker to get outside, and then if you get Gregory and Tucker going sideline to sideline, then they're very obviously not as effective when they're running the football.
Well, you've seen a lot of Bulldogs on every tackle, too.
Here's going to be it's a nice pass play. Actually, it's going to be a pitch, and that's Gregory gets inside the 20. You don't see that a lot. He was wanting to make the pitch. They covered it again. They were playing the passing lanes. So a great job by Carter Zimmerman. They'll go down as a run because it was a backwards pass.
Yes.
He threw over the man, completion for the first down.
I think you would have to call that a Superman lateral.
That's that's
old Tim Tebow play, but sideways.
Yeah, you kind of draw that one up on the schoolyard.
He made it look like it's playing.
That's kind of like the Kansas City quarterback. Here's the pass out. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Tucker. Brings up second down, second and 10. Good opening drive for the Mavs. This will be the 10th play of their opening drive. We've got 3:41 to go here, and it's been a theme too, Terrell. The first quarter seems like it flies by.
It has all year long.
I called the game up here 2 years ago by myself, and it was 52-48. One of those games that,
Barn burner.
yeah, when I left here, I could not speak after the game, but it was a lot of fun. In second down here, here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to get down inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. Something going on over there is one of
Mm-hmm.
the. A third down, 3rd and 4 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Makes the first man miss, and then will be tripped up in the backfield to the 13-yard line. That was Braylon Connor making the play. I'll say this about this Springdale team. They are very good in the open field as far as making tackles so
Yep.
far, what we've seen. Southside going to go for it here. 4th down, 4th and 3. You got 2:48 to go here in the first quarter. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the game last week. We really didn't have a lot of possessions.
Mm-mm. No, I think in the first half, what was there, 5 total between the teams?
And I mean, just teams hanging on to the football and kind of playing out that way right now. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman's going to fight it inside, gets to the end zone, touchdown, Southside. I believe that was Grayson York that got the block off the corner there that really sprang the play. Once a good read by Carter Zimmerman going outside, cut it back inside, had that block to the outside from Grayson York for the touchdown.
Yeah, Carter, I mean, he had the pitch even, and I think that read that he made was the difference between probably a first down and a touchdown.
Is Grayson York in for the extra point? Actually stays on the field with Kincannon, deep snap, and Jackson Davis on the hold. That's a 12-play, 70-yard drive for the Mavs, ending with a 12-yard touchdown run by Carter Zimmerman. What Springdale's wanting to do right now is they've read that option from Southside, and they are actually playing the passing lane. So this may be a night, if you're keeping up with stats, you may see Zimmerman get over 100 yards tonight.
Yeah, well, I almost expect that he will. I mean, when you think about this team, what they're used to practicing against, they're going to be going for that pitch, man. They're going to be looking at those, running backs in the backfield. Their quarterback really doesn't play that way like Carter does. Carter's out there running that zone read, and these guys aren't even playing a zone. He's just going to tear that up.
Nice opening drive for the Mavs. They now lead 7-6. 2:26 to go here. I'll tell you what, if you like offense, you'll like this Southside. Whenever they're in a ball game both ways, we saw one of the wildest games we've ever seen when they played Harbor a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just like to see them clean up. So I think it's just cleaning up a little of that outside stuff, and I think the Southside defense will be fine. Here's the kickoff, goes out of bounds. Well, Grayson's struggling a little bit on the kicks tonight.
Well, when he's trying to get to that corner, and he's been kicking that thing so well all year long, and I'm kind of surprised. I don't know what's different.
Yeah, he kind of shanked the first kick.
Yeah.
The Springdale returner actually did a good job of getting the ball on the fly, getting a good start, making a nice return, got it up to the 35. They'll start this drive on their 35-yard line. And Jack Pounder's your quarterback. Then they'll do that bunch formation. 2 receivers split out to the right of Pounders. Now they bring a man in motion. Here's a keeper by Pounder is going to be hit and going to get to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it.
They might want to blow that whistle a little earlier next time.
Yeah, I believe that's big old number 98, Quan Torrey, right there, leading the charge of several Mavericks out there, along with Michael Frethheim. Brings it a second down, 2nd and 10. It's what you want to get him in. You want to get him in second, 3rd and long. That's what Southside's actually done that tonight, but Springdale so far has been able to respond to it. And they're going to run an option play, and there's a chance to get him over there, and they don't. They're going to run him out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain.
Well, Huggins did everything right except leave his feet.
Yeah,
Once he left his feet, he was beat.
That was Noel Howard over there on the run. Yeah, he got in the backfield, and what they've got to do a little bit better, they've got to get these running backs to turn more to the inside.
Inside.
Yeah,
Yep.
you,
You got to maintain the
yeah,
corner.
you're taught as a corner to not give that outside. You've got to force them back to the defense, and that's what they're going to have to work on if they're going to stop this Springdale team tonight. Third down, 3rd and 4. Here's a handoff. No, it's a keeper by Pounders. He's going to be hit, and let's say he should be short of the
Mm-hmm.
first down.
About a half a yard.
Look like I want to see who was getting off the bottom of the pile. I believe that was Andrew Reeder leading the charge. A whole host of Mavericks there making the play.
You got to watch a quick snap right here.
Again, they'll go for it on 4th down. 4th and about half a yard. Southside did a good job on the other, and it's going to be a keeper, and he's going to have the first down. Probably the play they should have ran when they were going for 2. You're right, though, Terrell. That was just a quick snap. Pounders gets that positive yardage over the left guard for the first down. And he has Kennedocky in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Kennedocky. He's going to get about 5 yards. Actually, I'll spot him right at midfield. Let's give him 4 yards to the play. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Down to 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Southside leads 7-6.
We're really reacting to that ball well. I'm kind of impressed. That's usually a tough thing with these triple option teams is figuring out where that football is.
2nd down, 2nd and 6. And here's a almost lost the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to make the pitch out, and he gets a block off the corner. That's a good job over there. Well, Mr. Huggins over there knocks him out of bounds after about, spotting right at the line of scrimmage. Play didn't have a really good chance as Pounders fumbled the snap just a bit. He makes the long pitch out, and there's Huggins out there. Actually, Huggins fought off a block. There was a good block off that corner. He fights off the block, and fights off the block. He still makes the play.
I think he pitched that ball farther than Carter threw that pitch last time.
We haven't seen a lot of teams, both teams running a lot of triple option tonight. Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. There's an inside handoff to Kennedocky, and they're going to stop him after about maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. Good job again by that defensive line working their way inside and getting off the pile. I believe that's my man, Ethan Dunn. Playing some middle backer there for Shelby. Actually, Shelby's in the ball game too. They got both of them playing. It'll be the end of the first quarter. Southside leads 7-6. And Terrell, you look at the first quarter, it was one where both
fast.
teams, it was fast, but both teams running the football.
I think it was 12 minutes on the game clock and 12 minutes on the real clock.
These are those kind of games, though, that you do. And if we're in Jonesboro next week, I hope it's fast.
That's right. Back on the road.
Yeah, get back on the road in the middle of nowhere. And Southside leads 7-6. It had a really good opening drive for the Mavs. They go 12 plays, 70 yards, 12-yard touchdown run by Carter Zimmerman. Opening series of the ball game, though, with Springdale, they go 11 plays, 65 yards. A 25-yard touchdown run by Noel Howard.
Well, and it doesn't seem like much right now, 7-6. But that 1 point, that thing can loom large, especially getting the ball after the half.
It's a big series right here. Southside get a stop here. It's 4th down, 4th and 3. You got to think they're probably needing 3 yards. I don't think they'll go with Kennedocky. Southside so far doing a pretty good job with Quantori in the middle, along with Reeder really stopping things up there.
I have a feeling they go right back to that little pitch play.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Try to take that outside. Now
they ran early.
See what Coach Hobbs wants to do here now. Looks like he's going to bring the punt team in.
We're on the positive side of the penalties. All right.
Well, no, it's 5 to 1.5.
There you go. There you go.
I don't see.
It's hard for me to call that a penalty, though, on point after.
Field number 89 out there tonight.
Hadn't seen him.
He hurt his foot last week.
Hadn't seen him You've got
Yeah. Michael Frethheim is working off that defensive line now.
yeah, I was gonna say Quan. They had him at defensive end there a couple plays, so I think that's gonna be your main fill-in for him.
There's a kick, going to be a good kick. There's Grayson York going to call a fair catch, makes it at the 22-yard line.
I'd say that's a smart fair catch too, because there
Yeah.
was a couple Bulldogs in his face.
I think they were having a little conversation down there.
I think so.
Good job by the Southside defense getting off the field. That was a 6-play drive for Springdale that netted 17 yards.
I think they were chatting about playoffs.
I don't know. He just proud at senior night, I
That's
guess.
right.
Yeah. Mavs had a very good opening drive, as we said, 12-play drive. They'll start this drive on their own 22-yard line. They'll go two backs in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to fight his way across the 25 up to about the 26-yard line. Gain 4 on the play. Actually, I spotted at the 20. You've got one guy, referee has a foot. Yeah, about a yard difference. Spotted at the 26, be a gain of 4, brings up second down, 2nd and 6 for the Mavs. Let's start in the second quarter here, 11:32 to go here before half. So bring Gregory in motion. Here's going to be an option play, and it's going to be a pitch out to Gregory. He's got the corner. It's going to be a foot race, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown Southside. But I believe we're coming back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure until I saw George over there kind of shrugging his head, shrugging his shoulders.
Going to call a block in the back on the Mavs. But what a well executed play, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, had him right where you wanted him to. Carter's been hurting him, keeping that ball, and then he pitched that one out. I mean, oh, it's pretty.
Well, if there is any break, there's no break to having a touchdown call back like that. But the one thing I will say, at least the penalty was downfield.
Yep.
So it'll make it second down, 2nd and 9. Tell you, those penalties and turnovers, got to overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
And Southside goes two backs in the backfield. Here's the keeper again, going to make the pitch out. That's Gregory going the other side this time. Is going to fight his way forward across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 5 for the Mavs. Southside team has really morphed into this option a lot more than what they were running the first of the year.
Yeah, I think earlier in the year they were running more of an RPO. I think now it's more of a dedicated run. It's like a full blown option.
We have a pass play going to be thrown out. It's going to be complete, and he's got one man to beat. That's Harrell. He's at the 45, cuts it back inside. We'll get inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Actually, the 39-yard line. Big play for the Mavs. That's 28, 38 yards.
That's pretty. I've been waiting to see that.
That was on 3rd and 5, too. Harrell's that X factor, too.
Mm-hmm.
The young man's got some speed.
Well, not just speed. He's also got the height.
Here's a pitch out trying to get the corners, Gregory, and he's going to be hit and knocked down after about maybe a 2-yard gain where Kristen Skelton again makes the play. They'll give him, looks like about 1 yard to the 38-yard line. Got 9:49 to go here before the half.
When Gregory's got to be winded, he's already run about 120 yards in this series, sideways and
Springdale, you made a good point earlier. Springdale really probably practices this every day. And here's a handoff to Tucker, and there's not going to be much there. He gets maybe 1, maybe 2 yards.
I think that's why they're so solid on these tackles, is because they're really identifying that ball well. They're finding it. I mean, as soon as that ball's handed off, they know exactly who's got it. There's no guessing.
I mean, they're playing the option the way you should play it. They're playing sometimes they're taking away the pitch, and then other times when Zimmerman's making the pitch, it's not a 2-yard pitch. It's more about a 7-yard
Yes,
pitch.
it's the only way it's open.
Mavs go with two backs in the backfield. Two receivers split to the other side of Gregory to his left. He looks to throw the ball. Excuse me, Zimmerman. He's going to tuck it now. He looks to throw and is going to be hit and going to be thrown down. That's Skelton again makes the play. We'll bring up fourth down. Good job by the Springdale secondary in coverage. Zimmerman did a good job with his feet of trying to
Extending it.
extend the play out.
I think he probably did the right thing in taking that sack. It doesn't really hurt you as far as field position goes.
Well, they should be able to punt the ball down here and hopefully pin Springdale up as Grayson York checks in to punt. Khalil Marks will be deep, stands at his 10-yard line. Here's a kick. It's going to be a high kick and going to be a fair catch called and made at the 16-yard line.
I think the PA guy just said it's on the 12-yard line. I hate to tell him it's 17.
Well, he's been having the same problem we've had all year with the officials marking the ball. We never
Yeah.
know what it's going to be till it actually is spotted. They actually marked it at the 17-yard line. That's where Springdale will start their third drive of the night with 8:04 to go here before the half. Here's a handoff up the middle, going to be hit and dropped after about a 3-yard gain. That is Kanadaki on the carry.
That's the only thing that worries me, Keith. They're starting to get more yards on that little inside dive play.
It was Evan Shelby coming up from his linebacker spot, along with Ethan Dunn. So I'd look out there too. Yeah, there he is. I was looking for see if Braxton
Dominic.
Canada was out there.
Oh, yeah. Cannon and Dominic Parkinson are both out there.
Yeah, Dom made first play of the ball game. Here's a keeper off the corner by Pounders. He's going to have a first down, and we'll get across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. There's Devin Huggins again for the Mavs, makes the play. Looks like what the Mavs have done, they've replaced, I believe it's Dwight Johnson not in the ball game at corner with Dunn. Try to negate this running attack. That was a good job by Pounders of reading the end and getting the positive yardage for the first down.
Well, I hadn't seen DeMarion either.
Here's a handoff again to the big fullback Kanadaki. Will get across the 45 up to the 47-yard line, gains 3 on the play. Yeah, the only what I would call maybe a true corner would be Huggins out there right now.
Yeah, he's the only true corner, and then I think you got Peyton Zimmerman over there on the other side.
They're checking Joby Gonzalez in the ball game. They'll work out of the middle. Mavs look like they want to come off the corner here. Again, second down, 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff again, and that is the big guy going to rumble down the field inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Play catch Kanadaki on a big play.
Guess who? Devin Huggins. I think you probably have to split that tackle 3 ways, though.
That's the play we've been waiting on, Kanadaki. Talked to some people about him, that young man. He gets in the open field. Good job by Huggins getting him down. Here's another handoff again. And you're exactly right there, finding some yardage up the middle now. It wasn't there earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, that's the problem, that old triple option. They get that dive going, they're tough to stop.
Well, it does too. They ran 11 plays first series, and they came back and ran 6 the next series. So this will be the 5th play of this one that started at their own 17-yard line. Here's a handoff to Kanadaki, and he wasn't even touched until about 3 yards down the field. Going to get down to the 10 for a first down, be first and goal at the 10-yard line. There's Dominic Parkinson there for the Mavs.
Trying to see what it is they're doing different. I think they may have a little bit of a trap going on with their offensive linemen. Well, we're talking about it earlier and right up here. It's a little bit like the veer.
There's a handoff again. He's going to be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage on a good defensive play. I believe that was Evan Shelby there for the Mavs. That was Gabe Horner placing Kennedocky for the carry. Brings up second down, second goal from the 8-yard line. Horner's still in the backfield. Now they bring a man in motion, and they're going to roll it out that way. And he's going to get the corner, going to walk into the end zone, touchdown. That's Noel Howard for his second touchdown of the night, an 8-yard touchdown run.
Well, Keith, they going to kick it?
No, looks like they're going to go for 2 again here. Try to get on that even number again.
Mm-hmm.
4:28 to go here. Yeah, this has been a fast first half. I mean, both teams are really just ball control. Give Springdale credit. They really take it to Southside here early. So go for 2 points here. It's going to be a pitch out off that side. There was a nice block off the corner for an easy 2-point conversion for Caden Asarud. Springdale now leads 14-7 with 4:25 to go here. Folks, I want to say too, we've got a lot of basketball coming up here soon. We're going to start with the girls tournament of champions. We've got several ball games lined up. We'll be covering all the home conference games plus a couple of non-conference games, and should be a very good basketball season for Coach Adams and Coach Brunk. I know Coach Brunk real excited about got several returning girls coming back, and just tell me
Got
about
some
a
new
couple.
girls, too.
Yeah, tell me about a couple of girls coming up that were returners that have really improved, and I know Coach Adams really excited. He's got a true post player now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if I heard right, he's got at least one state championship ring already. So
Yeah, and he also tore up a backboard,
yeah,
if I heard it right. So that's going to be a lot of fun this year. And if you haven't been out to see the Southside Arena, you need to come out and watch the game because I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a fumble, and it's going to be picked up and returned by Gregory. Going to be knocked out of bounds at the Southside 28-yard line. Yeah, 4:21 to go here. Springdale leads Southside 14-7. They're building a nice arena here too. I was talking to the play-by-play guy from Springdale. And he was telling me a little bit about what's going on. Zach Arms said that they will be opening their arena up. He's hoping in January. Or they promised him in
yeah,
January that it'll be open.
yeah. I heard it was a full blown promise from several people. So
And he's pretty excited about that. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't have a better team to go in that arena. That Springdale
yeah,
team is. They finished runner-up last year, and they're loaded this year.
they're good.
Here's a handoff to Tucker up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's at midfield, cuts it back inside. He's at the 40, 35, 30, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Nice run by Amari Tucker on first down.
That's the way you do it right there. I like George Harrell out there, boy. He's still waiting on guys to get down the field, but he's already up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
That's what our receivers have done a good job of. Here's again the keeper by Zimmerman off the left side is going to get inside the 25-yard line, will fight his way down and be pulled back. Actually, inside the 25 down to about the 21. And they're going to spot him at the 20. We'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up second down, 2nd and 3. What I like about this receiving core of Southside is they do a great job of blocking downfield.
Yeah, they really do, especially George. He got a little bit of an iffy call maybe earlier, but other than that, he's been solid as they come as far as blocking.
If you're going to run the football like Southside wants to, you got to have the other 9 blocking for you downfield.
Well, and really, when we pass it, you like having those guys blocking downfield too.
Here's a keeper, actually a handoff to Tucker, gets inside the 20 to about the 18. Actually, that's spot him at the 19. It's interesting. I'm watching the linesman on the left side. He's at about the 18. Linesman on the right side, on the south side of the field, is at the 19, and they'll spot it Do you go in between on that?
You're not supposed to. I'm just proud you notice that sort of thing, Keith, because I'm usually the only one complaining when I'm sitting in the stands.
It's third down. It'll be third down, third and about two. The funny thing about that, I laugh at that because I'm thinking if you're on the Springdale side, it should be just the opposite. If
Hmm.
you're on the South side, it should be the opposite. Here's a handoff up the middle for the first down. That's Gregory on the carry. Going to have a South side first down. Got 2:47 to go here before the half. Springdale leads Southside 14-7.
They tricked me, Keith. I thought they gave that ball to Tucker.
It's these keen eyes I have up here. Yeah, those numbers are kind of hard to see for Southside. They've got us up they're fairly high, but this is a beautiful press box. You
Hmm.
really can't ask for a better place to call the game from. Here's a handoff. It'll be a pass out. It's going to be complete, and he's going to be hit and driven back after maybe about a yard gain. Now he's going to be brought down.
10 minutes after
Yeah,
the whistle.
that's Grayson York on the catch. Yeah, that was interesting. They were driving him back, and then they finally drive him down, and the referee's spotting the ball.
Hmm.
That's been one thing I'll say about this Springdale secondary. They're doing a very good job. You talk about the Skelton kid. Made some really nice plays back there, one-on-one tackles. He's second down, 2nd and 8. Here's going to be the option play again, and a good job of Zimmerman cuts it up the middle. Touchdown, Southside. That's two for Carter tonight.
Hmm. Both of them 13-yard touchdown runs.
Five plays, 72 yards. As Grayson York will attempt to tie the game up with 135 to go here. It's really played out, though. I think if you're Springdale, you've got to be real happy with how it's played out because you've got a Southside offense averaging upwards of 40 points a game. You've got a
Hmm.
defense giving up 42 points a game, so you expect a shootout. But, we've always said this, if you can keep the Southside offense off the field, then they're not going to be able to score. And that's
You,
exactly what they've done tonight.
yeah, you kind of take the edge away from Southside if you keep the score low.
You did 135 to go here, so you'd almost think Southside, I would not think that Springdale's going to have a 2-minute offense. I don't know. We'll find out here now with 135 to go here, but I think that,
I think their
yeah,
2-minute offense is they pitch it one extra
yeah.
time.
Yeah, maybe a Kennedocky busting that thing up the middle. So both teams have had the ball 3 times in a very fast first quarter, this first half. I think Mavs get a hold here, they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, it's huge. Just got to stop them here.
As Grayson York will kick off.
When you say that, no 2-minute offense, the kicker is they got 3 timeouts left. So, that 1 minute's about like 4 minutes.
There's the Grayson York. I think I was just looking before he kicked off. We've got a little bit of a breeze blowing to his back.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been part of the difference and maybe more down on the field that we don't know. So,
Well, I'm glad we didn't earlier, but I was kind of wondering earlier if we were going to kick the field goal because, we're down there pretty close and we ended up going for it on fourth and getting it and getting a touchdown. So certainly the right call, but now we got the wind to our back.
we'll see what Springdale does here. Maybe a situation where if they get some early positive yardage, they may go to a 2-man offense. And also on the other side, it could be a situation where Southside gets a quick stop here, get the ball back, maybe try to get some points before the half.
Yeah.
There's Kennedocky on the handoff, and he gets
They're
nothing.
saying
There's
the
a
ball's on
fumble
the
on the down.
ground.
Southside's got it.
Hey, that's how you do it. Don't wait for the 3 and out. Just
Yep.
go take the ball.
I believe that was Quan Torrey down there. Well, that's how to get momentum.
He was at least the first one on the ball, but I think somebody else popped that thing out. Gonna have to watch the replay at halftime, find out.
Still plenty of time. All timeouts. 1:30 to go here. Southside.
Almost too much time for us.
Well, no, I think you're in good shape whether you score quick or not because I don't. Springdale showed right there, obviously, that they're going to still stick to what they're true to, and it's going to be run the football. And
Yeah.
in fact, and I think in last week's ball game, they only threw the pass ball 4 times. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Touchdown, Southside.
That was easy.
I think they were listening to me because I said they run the time's not a factor here.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's big right before the half. You're down 14-7, and within the last 2.5 minutes,
Take the
you
lead.
take the lead and get the ball to start the second half. How big is that? Here's the extra point up. Extra point's good. Southside leads 21-14 with 124 to go here. That was a one play, 20-yard drive following the big turnover by the Southside defense. 20 yards there for Isaac Gregory, his first touchdown of the night. Actually, his second touchdown of the night, but the first one was called back.
I'm going to ask you a question here. Do you kick one of them little golf things that does a little pop up about 35, maybe 30-yard line? And
I would have no problem with that whatsoever with 124 to go here because I don't think Springdale's the type of team that's going to. I don't onside kick it here. I'll tell you that. You don't do that. But yeah,
no.
I tend to agree that's not a bad idea. But also, I'm old school. Man, if he can take that thing 5 yards in the end zone, I'm happy with that.
Well, one thing I always like trying was try to kick one of those front linemen right in the face mask as hard as you can. Not an onside kick or anything like that, but it's like worst case scenario, it gets by the guys, it's a squib kick. But I don't feel like, that extra 10 yards is going to really help Springdale as far as time goes. I mean, it's going to be down to their timeouts. Can they use them at the right time here?
There's a kick that's going to land about a yard in the end zone. Looked like some miscommunication over there for Springdale. I believe that ball possibly could have been returned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But how big is that? Southside takes the lead. They were down 14-7, 2 quick touchdowns for the Mavs. They get the ball to start the second half. So you got to feel good that you got Omo on your side now.
Well, that was it. I was already feeling good that we tied it up because knowing we're going to get the ball at the half. Right. You put an extra touchdown on these guys, it's going to be hard for them to catch up if you come out in the second half and do your job.
Here's a handoff again to Kennedocky. He's going to get maybe 2 yards. Up Southside, I'm thinking about maybe taking those timeouts, and I think they just did. Yeah, Southside going to take timeout. Yeah, I like that. I like that strategy. Now, if they pick up a first down, obviously let the clock run out.
Yeah.
And but force Springdale's hand, make them throw a pass, make them do something because they're reeling right now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you put the pressure on them right now. They're behind the 8 ball, and it's a long half for those guys. They work a lot of snaps on the offensive side of the football, and I mean, you see them right now. I mean, my coach he would have ate our lunch if we walked out there to the football after a timeout like that.
Well, Springdale's had a couple of plays too. Obviously, the fumble was big, but then you had I believe it was the left tackle jumped off sides on fourth down when they were.
Actually, I think it's tied in. It would be a tackle for us, but I think they actually run 2 tight ends.
Well, that was actually, it was big old number 77's who it was, Terrence West, unless they got a 77 tight end.
I think they stack him out there.
Yeah. Well, he's actually working at
He's
left
a tackle right there.
Left tackle, yes. In second down, 2nd and 7. I like what Southside did taking that timeout 118. Make him make a first down.
Yes.
Force Coach Hobbs' hand here. As Pounders looks like he wants to throw the ball. Will throw the ball down the field. It's going to be complete. Actually, incomplete. That's a big play for Southside right there because
stops the clock.
Yeah, that was Kason Asarud, intended receiver, covered on the play by Joseph Kincannon.
Get to save you a timeout.
113, Southside, plenty of time. In fact, Southside, if they can get a stop here, maybe an incomplete pass, will have 2 timeouts, can actually still run the football if they want to. I think they'll probably try to run the ball at the middle on this play. That's what they do, and he's going to get maybe 3 yards. Southside going to take another timeout, 1:08 to go here. Great job by the Southside coaching staff working that clock. 1:08. Now they'll get the ball back, and another thing you got to kind of consider here too, Terrell, is the fact that if Southside can get the ball down somewhere around the 20-yard line of Springdale, Grayson York can put that through with the wind at his back.
That's it. That's what I was saying a minute ago. Is like now, he's got the wind to his back. He gets you some good field position. I mean, 3 points right now is huge.
He's going to stand back at about his 40-yard line too. So I like the way this first half is ending.
Mhm. Just like we drew it up.
Well, as we said in the pregame too, this Southside team due for some breaks.
Hmm.
They've got a few tonight, obviously on the Kenedaki fumble to get the touchdown, and then, like I said earlier, you had the penalty when they were going for it on fourth down that forced a punt. So they've had a couple of breaks go their way. But that being said, on the other side, then Southside gets the big penalty on the long Isaac Gregory run. But that's in the past now. Southside has a chance here, maybe to get some more points before the half, get the ball to start the second half. As Grayson York now will move up to the 43-yard line as A.J. Woods stands back at his 12, gets the punt off. And it's going to be a high punt. Fair catch called for by York at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily say break it wide open right here, but two-score ball game. That's real big.
Well, thanks to that incomplete pass, Southside really can do what they want to do. If
Hmm.
they want to try to decide to run the ball, I mean, you got to get the first down. Well, obviously, we'll stop the clock. So they're in a position to do whatever they want to do. I would kind of think with 1-on-1, you may see Zimmerman go back, maybe throw the ball
Little,
down the field. Yes.
little extra pass or two.
So go with one back in the backfield. Zim looks to throw. He's going to throw the ball. It's going to be complete. And that's Jackson Davis on the catch at the 45-yard line. And he goes out of bounds. Will gain 9 on the play, brings up second down, 2nd and 1. That's a tough throw right there. That's all the way across the field and really well timed by both Davis and Zimmerman. 56 seconds to go here. Trying to throw those, really trying to get those 10-yard routes is what they're looking at.
Hmm.
Zim has time again, has an open receiver over the middle, and that's Jackson Davis. The ball's thrown behind. Actually, that play had a chance to really go quite a bit further because if they hit him in stride, it's going to be a foot race.
So what do you say right there? Is that Jackson's fault? I mean, it did hit him in the hands.
No, I don't think it is. That's a tough catch.
Yeah,
That's a tough
all
catch.
the way around.
I think if you're the Mavs, first thing you want to do is get the first down. I'm probably going to go with maybe a handoff here to Tucker
Hmm.
as I bring Gregory in the backfield. Handoff to Gregory, and boy, he is hit and driven back. And the Springdale defense not going to make it easy on anybody.
Mm-mm.
There's Maurice Oliveira over there. Bring up fourth down, 4th and 2. Southside going to let the clock run down. You're kind of a catch-22 right here. I still think now Southside going to take a timeout. Tell you what, they let a lot of time run off that clock.
Yeah.
Got 26 seconds to go here. Again, Southside leads 21-14. And, Southside a bit out of their offense went to the passing game, which is the right thing to do here with only a minute 8 to go when they took over. And you'd like to, you'd hoping maybe they could maybe pound it some, but that was a nice play there. Trying to get the first down, and Tucker is spilled in the backfield for a yard loss.
Yeah, I think right here, I mean, if you got it in the toolbox, you go for that back shoulder fade about 22-yard line. And if anything, do the old punt pass, pull it up, make it a jump ball.
Well, I think it's a play. Obviously, right now it's a passing play. I don't think you run the ball here. I mean, you can run the ball here if they actually took a second off the clock. It was 26,
That's
now it's
it. I
25.
mean, you really don't have enough time, no timeouts.
Here's a handoff. That is Tucker's going to have the first down, and it'll
That'll
stop the
stop it
clock
for a second.
temporarily. Southside hurry. I'm sure Coach Dameron probably told him maybe to hopefully
Yeah,
get a quick spike here as they'll set the ball and start the clock up.
send in 2 plays.
Carter Zimmerman will throw the ball down the field. He's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Isaac Gregory. Looked like there was a bit of miscommunication over there as to where the ball was supposed to go, bring up second down, which really doesn't matter at this point. Second down, we've only got 10 seconds to go here. So if you're the Mavs, what you can do, well, going to be tough either way. If you
Yeah,
incomplete a pass, get down, trying to spike the ball to get a field goal is going to be tough. So I would think you might just try to hit a long one here.
or set up your screen.
Sherman looks to throw. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run, and it's going to end up running out at the end of the first half as he's going to be dropped at the 35-yard line. That'll be the end of the first half with Southside leading here at half over Springdale 21-14. And Terrell, I'll tell you what, it was a good first half, back and forth. Springdale took the opening series, went down, got a quick six, went for 2 points after the penalty was no good. Southside takes the ball, goes down, takes a 7-6 lead. Springdale answers, touchdown, 2-point conversion, had 14-7. And probably about 4.5 minutes before the half, Southside drives down, gets a touchdown to tie the ball game up, another Carter Zimmerman touchdown run. They tied up at 14, and then what I think was probably the big play of the game was the fumble recovery for the Mavs 20-yard line. That's one play later. Isaac Gregory in the end zone for the touchdown. Southside leads here at the half, 21-14. And remember, Southside gets the ball to start the second half.
That's right. Well, you said the key play was that fumble. I agree 100%. The one thing I'll say on top of that is, then they get the ball back and we stop 'em. You know what I mean? That's big. I give that defense a lot of credit on that because, they could have very easily. They had all three timeouts. They could have very easily come down, tied it, and then you're kind of back to the new ball game. And I don't know. Right now it's going our way. Let's keep the momentum.
Yeah, good job by the Southside coaching staff, too, of using those timeouts. When they
Hmm.
saw 'em first
Yep.
down, they gave up 2 yards. Hey, we can stop this, get the ball back. And really, there was a chance, maybe to get some more points there if hit a couple of plays there where, if Zimmerman's able to hit Davis in stride, they're set up pretty good to at least, if at worst, try a field goal. But give credit to Springdale stepping up there on
Yeah.
third down, getting that big stop on Tucker, working some more clock down and forcing Southside to take that last time out.
Yeah. I mean that's really probably the reason why the clock ran out on us.
And folks, we're at the half. Southside leads 21-14. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, be back, and talk about the first half scoring summary in a bit. What is the name of the quarterback for the Chiefs? I cannot think of. Oh, we call him Patty in my house. He's good. Oh, yeah. Want to call Kelsey Taylor?
My Otto. Have you seen that one?
Well, welcome back to Gerald Williams Stadium. We're here at the half. Southside leads 21-14. Been a very exciting first half. Terrell, as we talked about, started out quickly for Springdale, getting quick points there.
Hmm.
Nice opening drive to get the lead, and Southside fights their way back, and it was just kind of a back and forth ball game as we kind of look at the first half summary. I would say it was a game too that I know Coach Hobbs of Springdale, it played out the way he wanted it to.
Yeah.
Southside averaging 40 points a game, Springdale giving up 42. So you got to figure that's what Southside's going to shoot for. Well, if they don't have the ball, they can't score.
Yeah, it's tough.
Springdale did a great job early of controlling the football, and really, we were looking going into the second quarter. Southside finally got their second possession in the second quarter.
Right. Yeah, I think what you end up saying, it was looking like there was going to be 6 total possessions. I think there ended up being 8, weren't there?
But we
8 or
actually,
9?
actually, we ended up with Springdale had five, and I think it was actually 11 total. So I
11.
think we had five.
Yeah.
No,
So,
no, yeah, we had five, and they had four. So, but
but
that
we're
being
thinking
said, three of those possessions were right at the end of the half. Actually, four
within a
of them,
minute.
yeah.
Yeah. A minute and
So,
a half or something.
yeah, a lot of changeovers there. So Southside, really did a good job there towards the end of the half. As we looked at the first half scoring summary, Springdale took the opening kickoff on their 35-yard line. They go 11 plays, and they get a 8-yard touchdown run by Noel Howard. Actually, excuse me, a 25-yard touchdown run by Noel Howard. And what was nice about that play for them, they just worked it outside. And Southside, as we talked about, has got to do a better job of not giving that corner away like they do. And that's what happened. He breaks outside for the touchdown.
Yeah, we always used to say, don't let them get outside of you and don't let them get behind you if you're a cornerback. Now, we're running a little different defense. We kind of talked about this earlier during halftime, but we're running a little bit different defense than we're kind of used to seeing these guys running. So I'm kind of anxious to see if we kind of tighten that up a little bit, come out here in the second half and really kind of bust this thing wide open.
And Southside comes back on their opening possession. They start their 30-yard line. They go 12 plays, 70 yards for the touchdown, a 12-yard touchdown run by Carter Zimmerman. Southside now leads 7-6.
Yeah, and at that point in the ball game, you thought that 1 point might be real big, but all of a sudden wheels kind of came off for Springdale. So
And Southside comes back. They take over at their 22-yard line. They go 7 plays, 78 yards. And really the key play of the drive was, again, it was another touchdown run, 12 yards by Carter Zimmerman. But the big play was on 3rd and 5 after the penalty that negated the long Isaac Gregory touchdown run was a 38-yard pass from Zimmerman to George Harrell.
yeah, yeah, it looked good too. George, I mean, he reminds me a little bit of Matt Jones. When you saw Matt Jones running, he looked like he's out there jogging, but they're having trouble keeping up with him. It was a pretty throw and pretty catch.
Southside now had 14-6. Springdale comes back. They start their next drive on their 17-yard line. They go 7 plays, 8-yard touchdown run again by Noel Howard. They make the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game up at 14. Big play of that drive was Leighton crew Kenedaki makes a nice run up the middle of about 30 yards to really set them up big on that drive.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it during that series. It seemed like early in the game they were getting 2, maybe 3 yards of carry up the middle on that draw play, and then that series you can see. I mean, it started turning into 5, 6 yards, and then boom, there's a big 30-yarder.
They were 14-14 at that point. Southside kind of getting ahead of myself. Actually, Springdale scored the touchdown to go ahead 14-6. Excuse me, 14-7. Southside comes back, gets their second touchdown with Carter Zimmerman to tie it up at 14. Then probably the biggest play of the ball game, the opening series here for Springdale after the Southside touchdown. The first handoff is a fumble at the 20-yard line. Southside gets it. One play later, 20-yard touchdown run, Isaac Gregory.
Yeah, it's definitely the difference in the game right now was that fumble. But we had a chance. We had about a minute to go with a timeout or two remaining, and had a chance to turn it into a 2-score game. Just we're gonna have to turn around and do it right here.
Well, you look at keys in the game, and we talked about in the pregame about Southside really struggling at times, getting turnovers, having turnovers, having penalties at inopportune times. Yeah, we had one big penalty that cost us a touchdown, but that being said, you look at the Springdale team, they had 2 plays I go back to. Number one, we talked about this, the left tackle jumping off
Yeah,
sides on 4th and 3. They were going forward in our territory, had the momentum, get the offsides penalty, have to kick the south side. And then you go back to the fumble. That's two big plays in the ball game. You've got a team that's sitting here at 7-2. They're feeling pretty good right now, especially when it was 14-14,
Hmm.
thinking they're going to half
Well,
tied up. They're not. And uh, as we go into the second half, obviously Southside gets the ball to start the second half. But what you got to watch for here, it wouldn't surprise me a bit at all if maybe Springdale does a little bit of trickery here and maybe tries an onside kick.
onside or a little squibber, anything, something. It's like these guys are not really built to overcome, really even a one score deficit. So, if you can come out here and do something crazy, but I'd like to think that we're gonna have that in mind.
Both teams really ran a lot of the option play as Southside came out. And what we were kind of joking about is really, especially on the Springdale side, they kind of really knew how to play
Yeah.
it. Zimmerman doing a great job of just getting that ball out. One time he actually threw a backwards pass to Isaac Gregory, who picked up the first down on the play. He's really kind of improvised,
Hmm.
kind of like a la Patrick Mahomes out there,
Yes.
making things happen. But to their credit, this Springdale defense has made some nice open field plays. So this game really could be possibly a lot bigger lead for the Mavs.
Well, and I've always understood it. You got really a couple different ways that you can defend it, but I think the way Springdale's doing, we're kind of running a zone defense, and I think the way Springdale's doing it is they run a what's called a assignment defense, and so you got two guys that are responsible for every person that can carry the football. It
Right.
seems, sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it seems like there's always multiple people around the ball when it turns into that option play.
As AJ Woods will kick off for the Bulldogs back deep. As usual for the Mavs will be Devin Huggins, who had a big first half along with Isaac Gregory. And here's a kick going to be a short kick. It's going to be fielded by Jackson Davis. He's going across the 35-yard line, gets a nice return. Good field position for the Mavs at the 36-yard line. And you see teams, they don't like to give the ball to Mr. Gregory.
No, they don't. Well, the smart ones anyway. We've seen a few of them end up kicking it to him, but that's the only thing I hadn't really seen out of Isaac this year so far is some of those big long kickoff returns. He's had some good ones, but
Well, that's a correction that the Mavs have made this
mhm.
year is those short kicks are really getting us. We didn't have had a lot of indecision on those, and that they're kicking it to the right man, Jackson Davis, who touches the ball, then makes the nice play. Here's a fumble on the play, and let's see. Looks like Tucker's going to get it back. Bring up second down, second, and he's going to lose about 2 yards. Second down, second, 12.
Boy, he had about sitting on that football to get it back.
Actually, that's spot him 1 yard loss. Bring up second down, second, 11. Just starting the second half here. Southside leads 21-14. Imperative for the Mavs to get points on this opening drive. Zimmerman wants to throw. Well, throw the ball's going to be incomplete as ball was intended for Grayson York. He'll bring up third down, third and 11.
Well, this is what we always talk about trying to avoid is that third and long.
It was tough on the first handoff, the missed handoff. They're really kind of setting it back. They're coming with the blitz here. Got an open receiver, and he overthrows him again. That's Grayson York, the intended receiver. Zimmerman's been just a bit off tonight.
Well, I think that pass was all right if he'd have thrown it a little bit softer. But it's like if you're going to throw it like a laser beam like that, it's got to be a little bit lower.
That we talked about this last week. If Grayson York was about 3 inches taller,
Yeah.
Southside will have to punt on an opening possession. Not how you wanted to start. 11:15 to go here. A big 3-and-out for the Mavs. Really hurt them last week too. We had that really nice opening drive against Bentonville West. Then we had 2 3-and-outs.
Yep.
Going to bring the heat here, and it's going to be a nice punt by Grayson York. It's going to be fielded at the Springdale 38-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will start their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, 8-and-outs, 11-and-outs, those are okay, but not 3-and-outs, man. That's getting yourself behind the eight ball.
Springdown comes out quick. They're ready to get going.
Yeah, they are.
It's a big momentum swing for the Bulldogs. They'll start this drive on the 38-yard line. Here's a handoff off the middle, going to get about 5 yards.
Well, you got to think that's how they were hoping this half was going to start, but certainly I wouldn't think they were expecting it was going to start. So, like you said, that's going to be a big boost to the morale on that Bulldog sideline.
I believe we're going to see a lot of play catch Kendadaki here in the second
I
half.
do too.
Be second down, 2nd and 5. And they'll bring a man in motion. It's going to be a pitch out to that side. They've got the corner over there. That is Howard on the carries across the 30, inside the 30, and will be run out of bounds. And Southside not doing a good job of they're coming inside, and there's nobody covering, no containment whatsoever.
Well, our cornerback took off with the receiver. Have they thrown a pass one pass tonight?
One pass.
And so we went with the receiver and gave up the corner. And Braxton Canada was about the only one that could have any sort of chance at contain, and he had a man right in his face as soon as he knew it was coming his direction.
Be 1st and 10 at the Southside 24-yard line. Third play, the opening drive for the Bulldogs. Now they bring a man in motion. Here's a handoff to Kendadaki. He's going to get down to about the 15-yard line.
See, there's that 2-3 yard carry turning in. That's 9 yards on that same play, right up the gut.
A second down, 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs. I would say an obvious passing run situation here, but we pretty much know what they're going to do. Bring a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Kendadaki again. Is going to have the first down. Gets down to the Southside 13-yard line, where Ethan Dunn, along with Joe Kincannon, are there to make the play for the Mavs.
I'll say he had to earn that one, though, Keith.
The 1st and 10 to 13. Yeah, you couldn't ask the second half to start any better if you're Springdale.
Yeah.
They'll split a receiver out wide. It's Kendadaki again on the handoff. We'll get inside the 10, actually right at about the 10. We'll bring up second down, 2nd and 7. They get a first down to the 3-yard line. But you're right, though. Those 1 or 2 yard plays at the first of the game are turning into 3 or 4 yard plays now.
Yeah, it's the same hole. I mean, they're blocking it the same way, everything.
Which is a lot different than what we saw with West last week. You can really wear a defense down when you're just pounding. You've got that big running back in there, and it makes a big difference. Now we've got a whistle on the play.
Now, what I've noticed is it looks like we've gone to a true 4-man front now. In that first half, we'd line up with a 3-man front, and then we bring up Canada or somebody up kind of as you know, almost look like a defensive end, but really they're an outside linebacker in that setup.
Yeah, Nathan Clark's checked in there at one of the tackles along with Quan Torrey, and then Brett Heim along with Andrew Reeder on the outside.
I'm interested. I think I know what they're trying to do right there, and it should work.
Torrey's done a good job along
Mm-hmm.
with Clark in the middle. He's second down, 2nd and 12. They're going to do a pitch out here. Southside is there, and that's a nice defensive play over there for the Mavs by Devin Huggins. Huggins had a really good ball game tonight.
Yes, he has.
We called his name several times. And the key on that play, obviously, was you had 3 guys out there, and they got the corner. We're forcing the runner back inside. You had 2 defenders back inside to make the play. Force them back into the defense. Great job. Third down, 3rd and 10.
You think Huggins expected to make 25 tackles tonight?
I'm just glad he's up for the challenge
You
tonight.
got it.
Here's a handoff again up the middle. He's going in the end zone. Touchdown. Kendadaki on the touchdown.
Well, we got us a new game just about.
Very impressive drive for the Bulldogs as they'll go 7 plays, 62 yards.
Yeah, really the only thing that went backwards for him is that one penalty.
So A.J. Woods in to attempt the extra point. Rounders on the hold. Ball is down. Your kick is up. And folks, we've got a tie ball game with 8:02 to go here in the third quarter, tied up at 21.
This quarter hadn't gone quite as fast as the other two, though. The difference a 3 and out can make, huh?
Well, the scary thing for Southside right now is the fact that they were able to move the ball between the tackles.
Well, we hadn't stopped them in the last few possessions. I mean,
And so that's a scary thing. So
yeah.
offense going to need to step up here. Had a 3 and out. And that's what you don't want to start the second half. Here on senior night here in Springdale, Arkansas. I'll tell you, they had the Springdale basketball coach, Coach Price, over there a minute ago, and I'm thinking, man, that guy's got job security. He got to the
Yeah.
finals last year. And talking to the guys over there, he's got a really good team coming back, and it's going to be a team that definitely will be there playing at the end, maybe playing for a state championship.
Yeah, either as good, but probably a little bit better than last year, and they were real good last year.
Going to be another short kick that's going to be fielded again. That's Jackson Davis. Going to make a nice return as he's going to fight his way across the 40-yard line.
I like watching him take that thing and going.
He kind of does what Gregory does a lot. He kind of knifes it there a little bit, kind of turns that body sideways.
He does, but he's got a little bit more size than Gregory. And the one thing I really like about his style is, when he goes down, he's falling forward. And that's when you're tall like that, when you're a pretty big guy, that's an extra 2-3 yards.
Southside will start this drive on their 41-yard line. Previous series, they were 3 and out. Springdale took over, went 7 plays, 62 yards to tie the ball game up. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Going to be hit after maybe about a 2-yard gain. I'll tell you, it's not been the running that we thought Southside would get tonight, really. Springdale did a good job of plugging the holes up, and it's been tough for most situations, with the exception maybe of the 20-yard touchdown run by Isaac Gregory. Southside's really going 3-4 yards a play. He second down, 2nd and 8 for the Mavs. It'll be a quick inside pass. It's going to be incomplete, which is just as well. Would have
Yep.
lost a yard on the play. Jackson Davis, intended receiver.
Yeah, we talked about it early on in this one. I think last week we ended up with like 213 total rushing yards, and it looks like we're going to eclipse that a little bit. But I mean, we're really about right on pace for the same thing.
And another big third down for the Mavs. Third down, 3rd and 8. You definitely don't want to go off the field after the pounding that the defense took on the last series. German's got time. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run with the ball, and let's see. He's going to get a first down. Makes a great run, and we'll get inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And that's all Carter Zimmerman. They actually had him in the backfield. He's able to bounce off the first defender, find the open space, makes a nice gain. Big play, Mavs. He's got a piece of equipment he's wanting to do something with.
Wardrobe malfunction.
I don't think it's anything important, I guess. I'm not going to penalize him for anything.
I think it's his fanny pack.
Big play on third down. Here's a handoff to Gregory, and he's going to be hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. I'm very impressed with this defense from Springdale. I'm really surprised they're giving up what they're giving up, because they are very good as far as open field tackling. Bring up second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. We've got 26 to go here, all tied up at 21. And they'll bring Gregory in motion. Going to be a pitch out to Gregory. He's going to be hit again, going to lose maybe a yard or two. And we've got an injured Bulldog on the play. Now he's getting up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going to have somebody's fixing to get tossed. Looked like there was a punch thrown.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's done for the night. Not sure who the first penalty was on. I know the second penalty had to be on Springdale.
Mm-hmm. So offset and let's play ball, huh?
First one's on Southside, second one on Springdale. But I would look and see because it looked like to me the young man from Springdale came back and threw a punch. He should be out of the ball game.
It might have been. All I can think is it might have been an open hand or something, but it shouldn't. That doesn't really matter.
Big third down for the Mavs, 3rd and 12. Probably in 4-down territory, and they jumped in the yard penalty.
Look at Kobe, boy. He's just taking off walking. He ain't even waiting.
From Springdale, though, I'll be a little careful about what I do out there because there's some big
They're
kids.
still mouthing. Yeah. Putting their hands in people's faces and stuff. I don't know, man. That's I always like to call that a little bit less than classy.
Going to be 3rd down, 3rd and about 7 for the Mavs. We've got 5:33 to go here. Not sure when the clock is running because we have had back-to-back penalties. Hand off to Gregory up the middle. He's got a hole inside the 15. He's at the 10, 5, cuts his way back. Touchdown, Southside.
Holy smoke.
On the same play. Him out of that. That's 2 touchdowns been called back on Gregory.
Both by Gregory, yeah.
And getting a personal foul penalty, there's no excuse for that.
No.
Trying to win a football game and you're taking yourself out. Bring it back to the Southside 47-yard line.
Well, and that's the thing that hurts you worse than anything. I mean, it's still 3rd down, but now it's 3rd and forever.
Well, I think they kind of got in our heads a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what a great run by Isaac Gregory, nonetheless. And we got an injured player over there. I believe that was a Bulldog down on the sideline. He's up. This is a beautiful area. They've really done a lot here to make this place. Opening up the new gym in January, and the press box really nice up here. I always laughed when we used to do ball games over from the other side. People want to come up and talk to us while we're doing the game, and then people would be walking upstairs on top there, and you're thinking that whole thing is going to collapse on you. You're not sure. I always had a lawyer with me every time I was there, but it was always fun doing games over there, and it's kind of the same way in Fayetteville, but it's just a beautiful place. The only thing I do not like about this stadium, and I think you'll agree with this, is 2 things. Number one, not much sideline space,
No.
number one. Number 2, that white picket fence. You've got to get rid of that.
I've seen that at a couple places. I never did really understand it, but they were talking about some of the renovations they're going to do here. They're actually going to, plow out another parking lot on the other side of the end zone over here, and they're going to widen this field out about. I heard 10 yards and I heard 10 feet. Either way, that make a big difference for these both of these sidelines. 'Cause it is tight.
This is rodeo territory, too. You got Parsons Stadium
Hmm.
here, so I know Springdale's known for the rodeo, and so I kind of figured that's kind of the influence there. I think it really started with Gerald Williams. There's a pass play going to be complete.
30.
That's a big play right there. He's going to get down to about the 30-yard line. Look at that. George Harrell on the catch. 2 big catches, not big George.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll set him up 4th down, 4th and about 5. And that's a lot better opportunity now for the Mavs. Obviously go for it here. One back in the backfield, that's Tucker.
That Gregory over here in the slot. I'd kind of like to see him get his touchdown out of the air.
Zimmerman wants to throw the ball, throws the ball's going to be complete. That's Jackson Davis gets inside the 10-yard line down to the 9-yard line. It's been a very tough drive for the Mavs. You had the second, actually the 3rd and half a mile.
Yeah,
they get the big pass completion. You had Zimmerman make the long run on 3rd down to get the 1st down. You get the touchdown call back, and Southside's still fighting it here. Big series here for the Mavs. Got another injured Bulldog. Looks like it might be a cramp.
I think it is the fellow that fell down right before the penalty and was getting his leg pulled up for cramps.
They may have to get the pickle juice
I
out.
guarantee it.
Good series here for the Mavs. They started this driving their 41-yard line. As we said, they've had to overcome several obstacles to get down to got this ball right at the 10-yard line, be first and goal. But give credit to Carter Zimmerman. He's hit some big plays tonight, had a nice run to get a big first down. Two big completions there, first to Harrell and then to Jackson Davis to set Southside up. I mean, that was what, third and about 27?
Yeah, it was forever.
Took
Third and a
away
mile.
you took away a touchdown. You get a personal foul penalty.
Well, my favorite thing so far out of this whole drive is Jackson Davis getting that thing. I was just hoping to get in the end zone once.
He's got very good hands,
Yeah,
Jackson
that's
Davis.
it. I
Yeah.
mean, we always talk about his hand on kickoff, but he's making plays.
Here's a handoff up the middle. That is Gregory going to fight his way down. Still going forward inside the 5, down to about the 3. I'll tell you what, he got hit about the 5-yard line and got bounced back, and I think it made him mad. And then he went
Yeah,
forward for about 10
that's
more
right.
yards.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't want to do with that guy. You make him mad, he's just going to fight harder.
Southside hurrying up offense here with 4:41 to go here. Here's a handoff to Gregory again. Touchdown, Southside. He deserved that touchdown.
Well,
Being called back.
he really deserves one more too, if you think about it. But man, that one getting called back, oh, that just burns.
But give credit to this offense. They had a
Mhm.
3 and out to start the second half. Springdale goes down and gets the points. And they could have very easily have given the ball back, but they nonetheless drive down and get the touchdown. Now lead 28-21 with 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. Now you need your defense to step up big here.
It's kind of odd. It looked like the line judge actually called that kick good, as the two underneath the goalpost didn't signal.
They were looking at each other, waiting
Yeah,
on. They got a signal where like you give a baseball signal, or you scratch your nose, or you do something.
yeah. I saw that actually. I think it was the Razorback game the other day. We we backed that kick up 3 or 4 times trying to figure out what that how the other guy knew across from him, that it was good or not, and he's giving some kind of signal.
It's a frustrating thing too. I know when you talk about officiating, actually they've done a pretty good job
Yeah.
here tonight, but a lot of times you'll see a call made and the guy looking right at it doesn't see anything. And
That's it.
it was I go back to a Razorback game where they threw a pass for a touchdown. I believe it was against Ole Miss. The guy clearly caught it. The guy calls it a touchdown. The guy across the field tries to talk him and actually talked him out of
Did
it.
talk him out of it. Yeah.
Here's another kickoff going to the end zone. Good job there by Grayson York as this drive will start for Springdale on their 20-yard line. See, this drive right now, Terrell, is probably what you're going to see. They're probably going to try to run that ball up the middle with the Kennedaki. Get a quick stop there, maybe 1 or 2 yards, put them in second long and put them behind the sticks a bit, and then, hopefully get off the field quick. As long as they keep this outside defense out there, it's just
It makes it harder and harder to stop that middle draw.
is Kane Asarud on the carry.
I'm going to tell you though, the highlight of that play was Reeder picking that fullback up and driving him back. He didn't even have the ball, but I was glad to see Reeder hit that fullback. Good night.
Be first and 10 at the 48-yard line. That was a big play for Springdale. Pounders wants to throw the ball again. He's got an wide open receiver, and I'll tell you what, we just had a blown coverage right there, and that's 6 points that we didn't have to give up. And the good on that play is it's an incomplete pass. That's 6 points that Springdale would have had.
Yep.
And it's also no gain on the play, so it brings up second down, second and 10.
Well, and we can't really take too much credit for that one, but again, they tried to do something different and it doesn't work. It's negative reinforcement.
Well, that's the kind of plays too. Why teams have the records that they do too. Is a lot of times a great call. Nonetheless, here's a big handoff too, and he's going to have another first down. as he gets inside the south side, down to the south side 40-yard line where Joe Cannon gets him down. Again, that's they catch Kenedaki on the carry for the first down.
I'm just going to tell you, Keith, I don't know that I'd want to be tackling Kenedaki too many times in the ball game.
Well, the way this game's shaping up, the Southside offense is going to have to answer
Yep.
each time, it looks like. And it may be one of those games where the last team with the ball may win the game.
That's it.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. There's Kenedaki again, and they pile up. There's Big Quantori and Nathan Clark, along with Michael Frethheim. Stop the play, brings up second down, 2nd and 9. This will be the 8th play of this drive that started at the Springdale 20-yard line. We've got 1:22 to go here. The third quarter, Southside leads 28-21. A very competitive ball game tonight. I'm watching these guys, and I'm trying to think how they only beat Heritage 28-20.
Yeah.
There's Kenedaki on the handoff, makes the first man miss, and he's going to have another first down as he drives it down. There's Dom Parkinson over there for the Mavs, along with Devin Huggins and Braxton Canada for another first down.
Yeah, I think Canada got a hold of his foot there for a second, but he's kind of grabbing at his hand right now.
That was a good move, though, by Kenedaki. He actually kind of went to the right, then cut it back inside to get the positive yardage. 1st and 10. There's another handoff again. Boy, he's headed to the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Evan Shelby making first contact, but he still gains 3 yards on the play. Brings up second down, 2nd and 7. Might have one more play here in the third quarter, down to 23 seconds. Springdale doing what they want to do. They wanted to pound the ball, and that's kind of the MO that you want to do against a Southside team. We saw it last week with Bentonville West, just controlling the football. Can't score if you don't have the ball. As Pounders wants to throw the ball, has a receiver in the area, but it's good coverage over there by Devin Huggins. You a bit surprised by the call?
Well, I think it's kind of like the old onside kick thing. You know, it's like if you're going to run a pass play, you need to do it when it's going to be a surprise. And yeah, I was about as surprised as anybody they threw that one, especially basically a 30-yard dart to the end zone.
Yeah, and a good coverage. Huggins really took away the route. But what they're thinking too, Springdale's been able to get chunk yardage on most of their plays, so they probably figured obviously 4-down territory. There goes a pitch out, and they string him out. That was a great defensive play over there by Southside. It's like Joe Cannon.
That's the danger, throwing that pass play if you don't complete it. Now you're way behind chains.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we start the fourth quarter. It'll be 4th down for Springdale Bulldogs. Obviously we'll go for it here.
We are kind of joking about this earlier, but so are these the red Bulldogs? Are these the maroon Bulldogs?
Just don't call them the purple Bulldogs.
Well, or the blue Bulldogs, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a funny story. One of the guys was telling me over there they had ordered a bunch of chairs that were sent here, and they actually turned out to be purple chairs. And somebody was playing a joke on Springdale by bringing the purple Bulldog chairs here.
Yeah, it usually pushes back the old project timeline a bit.
Right. Things have really kind of changed too in the 7A with the addition of Harbor, at Heritage now, Bentonville West. A lot of the rivalries have changed. You know, used to the Fayetteville Springdale rivalry was really big. I don't think it's quite as big as it was. People may tell me different up here that it is, but I think they're more maybe rivals with maybe Harbor more than what it was. And I know Fayetteville, their real rival, if you ask them, is Bentonville.
Yeah.
And it was even Bentonville before Bentonville got good for some reason. That was just the one game that they just don't like each other.
I don't know. You may agree with me. You may disagree with me, but I feel like the north side south side rivalry is not what it once was. You know, it seems
It's
like
not. No.
it's definitely not the last game of the season. Usually, it's not determining who's going to be the state champion.
Well, I'm convinced when we'll go after this play, I'll give my point on what I think about that. It's going to be 4th down, 4th and 8. As Pounders looks to throw the ball towards the end zone, going to be incomplete. He actually had an open receiver break into the goal line. The ball goes incomplete. Southside will take over at their 28-yard line. You mentioned that, though, and the thing I will say about that is, to me, what has really hurt the North Side South Side rivalry, two things. Number one is both teams at one time were both elite in state.
Yep.
South Side and North Side both really have struggled here the last few years. Bryant's kind of Central Arkansas has really gotten a lot better. This area has grown a lot, and I think the other thing too is the kids transferring from school to school. It used to be if you lived in that neighborhood, you represented that school. Not that way anymore. Be first and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to try to bounce it outside. It's not going to get outside. It's going to get maybe 1, maybe 2 yards. Yeah, they've really done a good job on Amari Tucker tonight.
Well, you got to think in their practice, they're used to bringing down on number 48. And I don't know that Tucker's going to be much more of a.
Well, there's a little more quickness factor there, I would think.
He's faster, 100% faster, I think, but I don't know that he's any tougher to bring down.
Yeah, big series here for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory. What 2 or 3 nice moves is the 45 midfield, 45-40. Fights away at the 30, cuts it back inside to the 20, fights his way down. We'll get inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line.
Man.
He is fun.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. He is fun to watch run. Actually, both him and Amari. It's all those moving parts with Gregory. You can't get a solid grab on him. When you do, it makes him. He gets frustrated. He gets mad, and then he goes for an extra 2 or 3 solid down the goal line. Yeah,
that's the thing. He gets mad. But have you ever seen a stiff arm to a guy that's on the ground because he's got a hold of your foot? I've never seen that move before.
Gonna push him in the ground.
I can't take any credit for teaching him that one. That was something to watch right there.
Yeah, Mr. Gregory well over 100 yards tonight. See, that was just counted here. That was.
I was going to say, what'd you have on that one? I had it like 73.
I got 64. Started on the 26.
60. Okay.
Yeah, 64 yards. And you take away the plays that have been called back on him, too, the 2 long touchdown runs.
Yeah, I mean, that's 80 and a 40-yard. I mean.
Yeah, so he'd been well over 200 yards with the exception of the penalties.
Which is kind of opposite of what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing Tucker with the big yards and then, Gregory kind of filling in and, getting hot later on in the game. But, man, Gregory, he's had a lot of yards tonight.
Yeah, we got 11-12 to go here in the ball game. Southside leads 28-21. This will be the third play of this drive that started at the 26-yard line, the 64-yard run by Isaac Gregory. And that's one of those plays you just wish you could have got the pay dirt on that.
Yes,
got
sir.
In the end zone.
Well, he does for sure. He wants that other TD.
That's Tristan Skelton, the injured Bulldog. He's had a big ball game tonight for the Bulldogs. Looks like it may be a cramp. Yeah, what was interesting, too, I think they knew it was because it was actually 2 or 3 Bulldog players that were stretching him out before the training staff actually got out on the field. The first and goal for the Mavs, the ball will be spotted at the Springdale 7-yard line, 2 backs in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He wants to bounce it outside and still trying to get outside. We'll get down to the 5, down to the goal line. Let's see. Touchdown, Southside. What a great job of finding pay dirt. That was a lot of running to get those 7 yards.
Yeah.
Big play there for the Mavs. Obviously, the big play of the drive, the Isaac Gregory run, and then a nice finishing touch there by Amari Tucker. As Southside now increases the lead to 13, pending the Grayson York extra point. Here's a Ken Cannon snap, ball down to Jackson Davis. Ball's up. Ball's good. Southside now leads 35-21. We've got 10:57 to go here in the ball game. Well, you got to feel a little bit better, though, when you get that double-digit lead as opposed to it going 7. Because it was, at a time, it was a ball game where it really came down to, as we were talking earlier, it might be the last team with the ball wins this thing. And,
yes, sir. Now it's a whole lot different flavor of game.
But, you go back to the big plays, and I know for Springdale, they want to go back the incomplete pass. They tried to get the ball to Khalil Marks, who was wide open on the sideline, would have walked in the end zone, went incomplete. It put him in a second long, and that kind of set them up there. And then they overcome that, but then they try to go back to the passing game, make it tough on themselves, and Southside really stiffens up there at the end.
Yeah. Interesting thing, I don't ever claim to be a mathematics person, but if I've got my numbers right, that last run by Gregory was for more yards than Amari Tucker has on the night.
It could be because Tucker struggled most of the night. That was a good run on that big 7 yard touchdown run. Uh, Let me ask you this: on watching Grayson York kick off from the right hash, has he done that?
I don't remember him doing that one time this year. He got it into the end zone, so I guess it works.
Yeah, that was. You don't have much wind going right now, so
I think the way I look at that is they're probably wanting to kick to that guy that's on that hash mark, and that is the close. You know, if you kick from a straight line,
Mhm.
it's the closest kick. I mean, it's the shortest distance. Try to get that ball in the end zone, and I think it worked to perfection. So even if you don't get it all the way to the end zone, you're still kicking to the guy you want. Where if you're on the other hash, like we have been, you're kicking diagonal. I mean, that's
Sure.
another 10
Hmm.
yards.
Good point. Be first and goal. Or excuse me, first down here for Springdale. Here's the handoff. He's going to be hit and driven back. He could get maybe 2 yards. That is Kanadaki on the carry. Lay catch Kanadaki going to get 2 on the play. Good job by the Southside defense. Line stiffening up there and really getting some help from that back group. They're the back seven doing a good job. Now we've got another player down.
You think it's this warm weather?
That's Kanadaki that's actually down
Yeah.
on the field. Yeah, it could be. It kind of warmed up just a bit. Kind of stretch him out a bit.
Well, talking about Tucker having a tough game, I think what we're seeing is, that Bulldog team, they're gonna do everything they can to keep that guy from beating them. And we've seen it open it up for Carter, and we've seen it open it up a lot for Gregory. So, I think it's gone to our advantage. I mean,
Yeah, Kanadaki's actually favoring that. Well, now
yeah,
he's walking on it a bit. Hopefully he's okay. Be second down, 2nd and 8. Big series here for the Mav defense. Get off here quick and then get the ball back and maybe try to put this game out of reach.
it's getting real close already.
The good thing if you're Southside is the fact that if you can keep that double-digit lead further in the ball game, Springdale doesn't look like the team that's going to just beat you with big plays.
No.
And second down, 2nd and 7. As Pounders wants to throw the ball, he's got time, and now he's going to tuck and run. He's got an open field and going to be chased down and driven out of bounds.
I'm actually kind of surprised we hadn't seen more of that out of their quarterback.
As Don Parkinson over there making the play. Yeah, he was able to break containment. Really did a good job. Southside came with the blitz from the inside. They were able to pick the blitz up and kind of opened up the left side of the field for him. A good job by Dom getting over there and making the play. They'll spot the ball at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 9:55 to go here. Southside leads by 14, 35-21.
Well, I think they meant to pass that last one, but it reminded me a lot of the old. We always called them the naked bootlegs.
Here's a handoff up the middle. He's going to be hit after maybe about a 2 or 3 yard gain. That's Gabe Horner on the carry. I'll give him 2 on the play. Horner not quite the load
No,
that Kanadaki is.
no. If Quan gets a paw on him, he's going to be down pretty quick.
They'll do something kind of interesting too. They keep the fullback. They try to get him low down there, and it's going to be a pitch out. And Southside does a great job. And the player making the play is Dom Parkinson. But I want to give credit to Huggins over
Yep.
there. He was blocked on the play, but he would not give his man up. There was no place for the runner to go.
Well, that was it. He was getting blocked, but he was making them block him to the outside, which turned that runner back inside. And as long as you can keep that corner, man.
They'll bring up 3rd and 5 at the 46-yard line. I would believe here is 4 down territory for the Bulldogs. Again, they'll have Horner in the backfield. Pounders working under center. You don't see that a lot. He's done that all night. As he wants to throw the ball here. Here comes the heat, and they had him pinned in. He's going to get away. Gets a nice deflection there from the referee. He's going to get the first down.
Yeah, it's a good block by the ref.
Yeah, it's Don Parkinson again there. Dominic Parkinson making the play for the Mav defense. Down to 8:20 to go here in the ball game. Pounders looks to the sidelines to get the play. The key is, too, is if they go down, they get points here. Make them work that clock.
Yeah.
Work that clock down. They'll bring a man in motion, and they're going to run the pitch out. And there's the pitch to Howard, and he's going to be trapped after maybe let's give him the 44-yard line. Again, a good job by the Southside defense. Joe Kincannon along with Dominic Parkinson and Braxton Canada over there for the Mavs. Brings up second down, 2nd and 7. We're down to 7:40 to go here in the ball game. And Springdale has all 3 timeouts. 2nd down, 2nd and 7. They'll bring a man in motion, and they'll hand it off. No, it's going to be a pitch out, and he's going to have the corner, and he will get inside the Southside 30 down to the Southside 24-yard line, where Peyton Zimmerman will drive him out of bounds.
Well, he had everybody fooled on that one.
There was Caden Asarud on the carry. Yeah, Pounders is doing something. Pounders doing something down there. I'm not sure what it is. Where he's either faking the ball or doing something. He's forcing that defense to react to him, and it's opening up that outside. There's Pounders again. He's going to be dropped after maybe about a 1-yard gain. Get big O number 45 along, which is Dominic Parkinson, along with Quan Torrey.
Yeah, Pounders looking pretty good when he's running, but I don't know that he likes taking those hits.
Yeah. Michael Frethheim also there for the Mavs. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 8. We're down to 6:35 to go here. Got one back in the backfield again. That's Horner. Pounders wants to throw the ball. Will throw the ball out. It's going to be the first completion of the night. And he's going to get down. That's Asarud on the catch. Gets down to the 20-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and about 1.
I think they got Kenedaki back in the game now.
Yeah, he just checked back in because Horner was back at fullback. Good to see that young man back in the ball game. He'll get the handoff here, and he breaks a tackle. Will get inside the 15 down to the Southside 13-yard line where Braxton Canada, along with Dominic Parkinson, there for the Mavs. Parkinson and Huggins, I would say, tonight probably having really good ball games, making a lot of plays, but also Braxton Canada seems like he's made some really nice plays on defense tonight.
I've liked watching him come off that edge.
Down to 5:40 to go here. Here's going to be a pitch out, and they've got this one red, and they're going to hit him in the backfield. That's Howard. What a great job on the Southside defense. That's our man, Devin Huggins, over there.
Dominic coming in to clean it up.
Yes. Going to lose yardage on the play. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and about 14. Going to be under 5 minutes before the next play is run. Springdale doesn't huddle, but they're not really in any hurry either because Pounders looks to the sidelines.
Yeah, it's actually kind of odd to me because I think they'd almost be in their 2-minute offense right now.
They'll do a pitch out to the side, and then they get out there. Boy, that was a nice defensive play. I believe that's Ethan Dunn gets him back at the 20-yard line and looked like it had a chance to go for something for Asarud. And Dunn says, no way. Gets him back at the 20, brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 17.
Your man with the plan, Ethan Dunn.
Like Ethan Dunn.
Yeah.
He has come in and now some of the situations he's done some mop-up duty, but he seems like he's around the ball all the time.
Well, it reminds me of some of those guys that came in last year, like Sam Horn. It's like they immediately stepped in and made an impact.
So they want to throw. Here's Pounders, and boy, I'll tell you, Reeder had him.
Yeah, he did.
And he gets away, makes the completion down the goal line, touchdown. That was a good job by Pounders as he gets the ball over to Carson Hayter for the touchdown.
I'll tell you, he is a little bit sneakier than he looks. Because usually Reeder, boy, if he gets his hand on you, you are on the ground.
Well, that's a tough play because you got to make that play.
Yep.
You got him down, and Pounders is able to get away. And what it also does, it gives that receiver a chance to maybe get open, and that's exactly what happened with Hayter for the touchdown. Here's the extra points up. Extra points good.
Well, really, they had 2 receivers open on that play.
Got 4:15 to go here. Southside now leads 35-28, and I think there's a pretty good chance you're going to see an onside here.
Yeah, something funky.
Well, that's kind of been the MO of this Southside defense all years. You had them third and long. What was it, 3rd and 17,
Hmm.
and they hit the big play on us, and we just can't seem to get off the field, in situations. And that was another one right there. And it gives Springdale credit for coming up, getting those points, and now it may come down. This game may come down to an onside kick.
Well, this is. I mean, I think if they win, they end up having a postseason. So this, for all intents and purposes, man, this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm a little conversation over there with special teams coach. I'm looking down
Yeah.
there too. I see Derek Moore. Derek Moore, excellent Southside ball player, linebacker, played for the Razorbacks, and he was on the team that won state. Really good. Started out as a safety his sophomore year, moved to linebacker, then defensive end. And you talk about John Parkinson being a terror at defensive end. You had him out there at defensive end. I tell you what, he could make play after play. Southside expecting the onside here from C.J. Woods. And it's going to be an onside kick, and Southside going to get it. You kicked it to the wrong man right
Yes, you
there.
did.
That was Grayson York on the recovery. Well, you got 4:13 to go here, so if you're Southside, what you would really like to do is just pound the football
Yep.
if you could.
Move the chains.
Make Springdale use their timeouts.
Keep those chains moving. You don't even really have to score right here to win it. I mean, it's going to be tight. You're going to want to go ahead and get the points, but you just about run the clock out with a few first downs.
Well, that's kind of been the key too for Springdale. Yeah, they're happy that they've been able to work the clock like they have, but it also works against you when
Against
you're
you at
down.
the end,
Yes.
yeah.
1st and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff, and he's going to be hit and fight his way forward. That's Gregory on the carry, going to get maybe 2 yards to the 48-yard line, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 8. Going under 4 minutes here. 4 minutes exactly on the clock. Tell you what, they got the play clock set quick too. They're down to 10 seconds on that. So Southside may have to take a timeout here.
Grayson and Gregory both pointing at it.
Yeah,
Oh, they
Southside.
reset it.
Yeah,
They
let's
pumped
see.
it.
Okay. That's kind of disadvantage there for Springdale to have
Yeah,
it set back, but I think they actually set it wrong, I think, to begin
I
with.
think that's what it was.
Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 8. Springdale looks like they want to come here. Here's a handoff to Tucker's got a big hole up the middle. He's at the 35. Cuts his way back. He's at the 25. Is at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Southside.
Well, there's you, biggin.
And no flags.
That catches up Tucker in a hurry. You know what's crazy to me on that one, Keith? That's his first touchdown.
We've had Gregory's been no, that's his 2nd touchdown. He had the last touchdown, the 7-yard touchdown run. Tucker with 2 touchdowns, Gregory with 2 touchdowns, and Zimmerman 2 touchdowns. I know you're in disbelief, but no, he had the 7-yard run on the last touchdown for Tucker. Gregory set it up with a 62-yard run down to the 7-yard
I
line.
must have been counting yardages up instead of writing down the TD I normally write down for him.
Well, you've got a game where you've got both running backs now well over 100 yards.
Yep. Yeah, I've got Isaac at about 126, and then I think that puts Tucker at about 109.
And Gregory could easily have 250 right now, not for the penalties. It's been a gritty effort, though, by Southside on
Mm-hmm.
this offense. I go back to that first touchdown after Springdale tied it up, and you had 3rd and long, 4th and 5. I mean, they had to hit some big plays, and Carter Zimmerman was a difference on that series as far as he was able to break away, get a big gain when they had him pinned in, and then you also had the 2 pass completions. First, George Harrell, it was what, 3rd and 27. You get 22 back. Next 3rd and 5, then you hit the big pass to Jackson Davis, who gets it inside the 10-yard line. Just some big key plays for Southside. Just a gutsy effort tonight.
Be the only thing we need to do right here. Get another touchdown for old Jackson.
As we're getting our text here from our athletic director, Michael Beaumont, said that looked like a young Keith Evans. And if fear does that on the football field, a young Keith Evans would be able to do that. He'd be running for his life if he saw some of those guys out there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's what a great job, though, Southside. It was a gritty effort. And also give credit to the Springdale team. They came out and did what they needed to do to stay in the ball game. Made some big plays here on senior night. And it's been a fun ball game, a hard fought ball game of both sides.
A true battle. And, you think about 4 minutes left in the first half. I mean, you're thinking there's no way Southside's going to hit their 40 mark like they're used to hitting all year, but we're there, man.
In first down for the Bulldogs. Obviously, in a passing situation, his Pounders is going to keep it here. And I'll tell you what, he's got an open field at midfield. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Well, that makes it a little more interesting. I'm telling you, I've been kind of wondering why they hadn't done that all day. They've just started really using him on the ground, and every time I've seen him take off and run, whereas a design quarterback keep, man, he's made something happen.
That is the one play you didn't want to happen.
Yeah, well, especially
80 yards.
80 yards in about 8 seconds,
Just a matter of time to get to the end zone.
Yeah. Well, the key thing is we got to make sure we don't go 3 and out.
Well, you've got the onside kick again. You got to recover the onside kick as C.J. Woods is in there for the kick. Ball is up. Kick is good. Southside now leads 42-35. I guess if there is one bright spot is we actually got the time down a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
But still 3 timeouts, so still plenty of time. And again, we're going to have a onside kick here. I think they'll probably go a different direction here and try to keep the ball away from number 2.
Yeah, at least get it to a different number, huh?
It has been a weird season just in the fact that this ball game tonight, you're 21-14. It's kind of dragging along. You got a lot of ball control offense going on in the game. And then all at once, it just seems like it just broke out here. 2 touchdowns within, 20 seconds?
Yeah, inside of 30 seconds, easy.
As again, Springdale will go with an onside kick here, no doubt. C.J. Woods will be your kicker.
This right here is always the alignment I like to use for onside kick. 6 on the front line, 4 behind them.
There's a kick. It's going to go 10 yards. And again, it's picked up and fielded.
No.
That's Grayson York. He gets inside the 35-yard line. And, boy, you think you'd learn your lesson at some point. Of all the onside kicks I've seen this year, though, Grayson York has done the best. He gets that extra hot.
That tall hop.
I was going to ask you, too, you were talking about you like the double layer formation. What is the advantage to that?
Well, the reason I always liked running that is usually your front line, unless that ball's coming right to you, you want it to go by. And then those front line guys, they get to, really concentrate on blocking anybody that's coming toward that ball. So you get a big, really a blocking line up in front. And then those back guys are really the guys you want to get that ball to. That right there, next best thing. If your front line guy can get it and take off running, I mean, it's always advantageous.
It's handoff with actually going to lose half a yard on the play. Springdale going to take a timeout. We've got 2:43 to go here. It'll be the first timeout here for Springdale. So if you're the Mavs, what you really want to do is you got to get one first down. Definitely need that one first down. Would pretty much ice the ball game away. And you got to be a little concerned, too, after you see Pounders make that long run.
One run for, 50 yards? 52 yards, something like
It was
that.
80 yards.
Was it?
Yeah, he
All the
ran it
way
from the
back in?
20. Yeah, it
I was
was.
thinking they had one play in there.
They might have had one play. I don't think it was a big gainer if it was.
Just know it was a long run.
I didn't know he had that speed. And you're right.
That's it.
They don't use him like they should.
Mhm.
I mean, he's that definite pitch man, but he's another running back there.
Yeah, I always try to, look at when I'm watching the opposing offense, I always like to look at what I got to worry about on defense. And I've been thinking this whole night that would be the one guy I'd be worried about. I mean, obviously 48, he's their bruiser, he's their thumper, he's going to carry the load. But the one player that can really hurt you that you really, it's hard to account for them because they can do anything. They can hand it off, they can run it, they can throw it.
Well, for the most part, the Mavs have done a pretty good job on number 48 tonight.
Hmm.
Kanadaki closing in on 100 yards, but he's had to work for those yards. So Southside's done a decent job of slowing him down. It's been the pitch out plays that have really been the most effective for Springdale tonight. Again, second down, second 11 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory. He's going to get outside. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Southside.
There you go. Another 3 TD game for that guy. Love it.
We keep this up, we may be approaching Harbor numbers before the night's over. Southside now leads 48-35.
Getting back to your over and under, huh?
So we hit the points that we were talking about. We really thought that Southside, with you look at the average of what Springdale's given up and what Southside's average, we were thinking, well, you talk at least 40, but the Springdale offense did a good job of keeping it down there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Extra points up. The all important extra point is good. You got those unsung heroes too. Grayson York, the two kickoff recoveries on the onside kicks, his kicking into the end zone, not allowing Springdale to get any big plays in the kicking game.
Davis too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Davis too.
he's done
Yes.
a good job on kickoffs, and he's had a couple big pass plays. I mean,
And then defensively, I think Quan Torres had a big ball game along with Nathan Clark, kind of
Reader.
plucking up that middle. Dominic Parkinson all over the place tonight. Devin Huggins, as you said,
Yeah.
He probably wasn't expecting him to make 15, 20 plays, but he's done that tonight. And then Braxton Canada, I go back to a big play Braxton Canada made one-on-one on a pass play that had a chance to break for a big play. He's over there, makes the play, makes it third down, 3rd and 5. I think we actually got a hold on that one.
Yeah.
And, it's just the little things that these guys doing, and they're playing big and making plays.
Well, Dominic Parkinson having a heck of a ball game too. I mean, really, the only name that I expected to probably hear a little bit more of was Shelby. Yeah. Well, to your point on that one, really those two guys, when we think about the runs that Gregory's had on that little inside zone run play, it's those guys making that. It's not necessarily the guys you would expect to be making those holes. It's kind of those weak side, uh, offensive linemen that are, opening up those big old holes, big running lanes.
Yeah, Southside getting another personal foul penalty. I know Coach Dameron not going to be happy about that. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Springdale 35 for the Bulldogs. 2:35 to go here. Southside leads 49-35. Springdale has 2 timeouts. Pounders wants to throw the ball. Well, throw the ball's going to be complete on a pitch out on a nice call by Howard. And I'll tell you what, he's fighting down to the end zone. Will go out of bounds. I love that call. They actually went out of bounds further down the field, the 48-yard line.
Yeah, you couldn't really execute that much better.
Springdale kind of opening up the playbook.
Yes, sir.
No better time to do it than the last ball game.
Well, that's right. We've had all year to work on it.
2:28 to go here. Yeah, it's been during the last 4 minutes. Well, we had 3 touchdowns in the last since 4 minutes, so about a minute and a half, we've had 3 touchdowns. Pounders looks to throw the ball. He's going to evade the pressure. Throws the ball. It's going to be complete. That's Howard. Will get inside the 20-yard line. Will be run out of bounds at about the 17-yard line by Braxton Canada. Now that's a weak call right there. I think they're going to call him for hitting him, driving him out of bounds, but that's a pretty weak call. They've been good all night.
Well, I'm kind of like you. I've been I've been thinking these guys have been doing a pretty good job with the officiating, but
That's going to bring it down to about the 8-yard line. Well, actually, they're going to mark it 5 yards. That's weird.
mhm.
Now they'll bring it down to the 8. There it goes. Okay. Half the distance to the goal. Be first and goal at the 8-yard line. Yeah, we were done in the first half a little bit before 8 o'clock. We'll probably leave here about midnight. That's all said and done. Be first and goal at the 8-yard line. There's a handoff up the middle. He's going to fight his way down. Good job by Southside as they get him at about the 4-yard line. That was kind of Docky on the carry. They've got an injured player. They spot the ball just inside the 4. Frustrating thing about that is you've got an injured player. They don't have to use a timeout.
That's why I was kind of wondering, do they not force them to take time out? Guess not.
And he's up. I'm looking for Lane Kiffin. It's Lane Kiffin
Yeah.
in the building. The second goal from the 4-yard line. Good to see him walking off the field. The second down from the 4-yard line. We've got 2:06 to go here. Well, you tell both teams are fighting wanting this ball game tonight.
Mhm.
Here's Pounders on the keeper. He's going to be hit and gets in the end zone. Touchdown.
Keith, was there any way in the world you thought both teams were going to score over 40 in this one?
Not at halftime, I didn't.
Especially not when the game got going on.
Well, it's been kind of the Achilles heel for the Southside team has been the defense. They just can't seem to get it together, and it's really it's kind of strange here towards the end of the ball game, and the fact that they've not played that bad. They forced Springdale. Here's extra point up, and it's good. They forced Springdale to really work to get their points, and now here late in the ball game, they're just giving up big play after big play.
Well, it's really been the end of both halves. I mean, really, in the first half, it was more on the Springdale side, kind of their defense losing contain and everything. But I guess now it's our turn at the end of the game, at the end of this half. Right, let's just get a third onside kick recovery here. You think there's anything else they can drop in the dirt that is going to surprise us?
Well, I'd just tell the coach one thing is don't kick it to number 2.
Yeah,
Be the first thing.
you might pay attention to that number.
In fact, he was about a step from breaking that for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was.
I'm kind of interested though the hands people they've got out there is kind of an interesting group. You've got Ethan Dunn up there as one of your hands guys.
Jaden Webb,
Jackson Davis, I believe that's Key down there. Wilson Key. So AJ Woods will try another one here. There's a kickoff that it's going to go out of bounds. And that should be a flag. That's a cheap shot.
Mhm.
You know, he's saying something now. You know, son, get back to the huddle.
I'm not as good as reading lips as you are, apparently, because
Oh,
I had him saying something a little different.
well, he shook his fist at him.
Yeah,
No,
he did.
and yeah, and that was unnecessary. And it's actually going to be out of bounds penalty on that too. And then you mark it off. Southside should be upwards, probably around the 30, 35-yard line. That's all said and done. I just don't like that. We had that happen in Fayetteville a few years ago. It was a play where they take the ball, they kick it to the side, and they have the man come down and take out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's to me is just it's supposed to be illegal, and now they're not even marking off the penalty, are they?
no,
I guess that was a flag for the other, but the other should have been a late hit. Be first and 10 for the Mavs at the Springdale 45-yard line. 1:57 to go here in the ball game. Springdale 2 timeouts. Here's a handoff up the middle. He's going to have a big hole. That's Gregory on the carry. You're going to get about 7. Brings up second down. 2nd and 3. Springdale going to take a quick timeout here. 1:51 to go here. For the most part, you're pretty much one first down away from winning this thing.
For the second time.
But I just had the sneaking suspicion that the way this ball game has gone, is you're going to see a handoff. He's going to break it for a touchdown. This thing is not going to end this way.
With this current score?
No, I think they've got a chance to maybe do it again. So
I'd like to see something.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not sure what the officials are talking about here.
Talking about where they're going to go eat steak dinner tomorrow night. Talk about how much of a great job they did tonight.
There's been several personal foul penalties, but they all seem to be one. Well, for the most part, they called one on Springdale that was offsetting. But it's stuff you can't do, either whether justified or not. You've got to back off, run the play, because you put yourself, your team in harm's way when you do that.
I mean, we got lucky a couple times. One of them was like 3rd and 27.
Yes, that was one that had the big pass completion to George Harrell that set him up 4th and 5. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman. He's going to cut it to the inside. He's at the 25, cuts it back out to the 20. Still going. We'll get down to about the 15-yard line. So he takes a knee. Got 1:41 to go here. They still got Springdale with 2 timeouts. They should be down to 1. Not going to take a timeout here, it doesn't look like. Southside can really run the clock down. I love that call and the fact that's a very safe call.
Yeah.
That there's no handing the ball off, and Zimmerman did a great job of really working the fake out, and the place opened up well for him. Here's a handoff to Gregory. He's going to fight his way to about the 15-yard line. Down to 59 seconds. I'm a bit surprised that now they're going to take a timeout. It should be their last timeout. I think they've still got one more on the scoreboard. Did I miss one?
The only thing I can think of, no, they took it off. They missed one. You should have known better, Keith. You don't make mistakes like that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with home cooking.
That's right. A little home cooking on senior night.
Well, you're kind of at the point, if you're Springdale, is I know you don't like to do this, but basically let them score.
Well, if you want the ball back, I mean, if you want to have any chance in the world, I mean, you got no timeouts. I mean, we could basically kneel on it and get out of here. But I'm sure we're going to run at least one more play here. But like you said, you let them score, maybe you catch them off guard and they don't, do the little kneel down on the 1-yard line or whatever. But
no, I think we're going to victory formation here. I think Coach Dameron would be happy just to get out here with a victory right now at this point.
Get that right.
Yeah, give Springdale credit. They really came out, did what they wanted to do tonight, and Southside would seem like they'd be pulling ahead, getting far enough ahead. Springdale would fight back, get those big touchdowns, but in the end, it looks like the Mavs' grit is going to pull the win out.
Interesting victory formation.
I'm going to have to run, looks like one more play. We've got about a 12-second difference in the play and game clock.
It's like, I guess I like snapping shotgun for a victory formation, but every time you snap it, it's going to be a 5-yard loss.
For the most part, too, Springdale Southside, these have been classics.
Yeah.
Every game these guys have played have been down to the wire. I told you about the game 2 years ago, 52-48, Southside victory, and going to take a knee, and that's going to be it for the ball game. Southside going to pull this out 49-42.
Well, to your point there, I mean, for these Bulldogs, this is their Super Bowl. For them, this is as big a win as they're going to get all year if they can pull it off. So, they're going to bring it all to the table.
Southside going to pull it out 49-42 as they're going to increase their record to 6-4, 3-4 in the conference, which will put them as a number 5 seed, if I'm correct, which means we get more than likely a trip to Jonesboro next week. Got good news. I got bad news for you. Good news is we're in the playoffs. The bad news is we have to go to Jonesboro.
It's all road games from here on out, Keith.
And it kind of falls out pretty good for the Mavs if you really think about it. If the Mavs can figure out a way to go down to Jonesboro, maybe pull out a victory there, you got Fayetteville the next week. We played Fayetteville tough the first time, so no reason to think we shouldn't have some confidence going in there, maybe to go out there and give the Bulldogs everything they want. I'm sure they're not expecting it from us.
Well, they're not going to expect a close game from us, but I'm kind of like you. I expect we're going to give them a lot closer ball game. We ended up giving them last time, but you got to go out to Jonesboro. You got to clean up the penalties, and you got to clean up. We really didn't have a problem with turnovers tonight, but you got to work on cleaning up some of those plays that went backwards.
Well, that's been the whole season for Southside. Really, the games that they've not been able to win have been either turnovers or penalties have been the difference. So you clean those up, and maybe we mentioned this earlier. I think it was against Bentonville. Maybe do something you don't normally do. Maybe
Yeah.
try an onside kick at some point, or do some things. We tried that last week. It didn't work, but do something different. Try to make it happen, but also play a clean game.
That's it. I mean, to me tonight, the penalties, they didn't cost you the game, but they made it a lot closer than it should have been probably.
Well, Terrell, great job tonight. Telling us what was going on in the field, describing the action tonight. Appreciate you this season, everything that you've done, and we got a lot of talk time next week as we go down to Jonesboro to get some Mavs playoffs, and hopefully it'll be a season where I think this Maverick team got a chance to really do something in the playoffs.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's going to be kind of the telltale for this team is to get down there, maybe win a game or two, and create a little bit of havoc in the playoffs. This team actually has a chance to do that, and we'll see if that happens. Hopefully, it will for the Mavs, and we'll find out as the second season starts next week.
That's it. I like that. Second season.
So again, Southside is able to pull us out 49-42. We'll catch you guys next week as we travel to Eastern Arkansas, take on the Jonesboro Hurricanes in the start of the first round of the playoffs. The second season will start next week. Everybody have a great weekend and go Mavs!